Welcome to the Triple Takeover Toycast, a fortnightly podcast all about Transformers and occasionally other toy lines as well, but tonight it's definitely all about Transformers because we've just been to a convention, lads, haven't we?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
The biggest Transformers convention in Europe.
That's right. Officially now. They did some numbers, didn't they, right at the end?
They did.
And they said, confirm biggest con.
Well, do you remember the number?
I do not. I was pretty tired by that point, not going to lie.
Liam, do you remember the number?
He was very tired.
He was
nodding off.
Under 2,000, wasn't it?
It was 1,901.
Right.
Much to Billy's dismay, because he was like that one person and didn't make it a round number.
Well, they're going to boot someone out. Just to have
exactly.
Tie it nicely.
Yeah, it'd be me.
I could have caused a scene. You know, I could have got myself kicked out. That would have been
storm out.
Been fun.
Yeah, exactly. What a phenomenal number that is, though, eh?
It's amazing, yeah. It's a big old lot of people, that is, isn't it? And what I thought was especially cool about this year's TFNation was that they talked about it right at the end, didn't they? And they said it's not all old men, which is really nice.
Finally, we're dying off.
Yeah,
that's the reality.
We're slowly dying. And the younger crowd are taking over, and that's good.
It was great. You guys mentioned it, didn't you, when we were just chatting? And we did notice the demographic. So from what Billy was saying and the rest of the team, it was like kind of 20-somethings.
Yeah.
Lot kind of a mix between everyone at the con rather than it just being all old men, as you say. It was, made for a different vibe, which I appreciate.
I thought the vibe at this year's TFN was phenomenal. Honestly, it was such a lovely vibe. And everybody that I spoke to was saying the same thing. They're like, what a positive vibe, what a lovely vibe. Isn't it nice?
No salsa dancers. The bar queues were shorter.
Yeah,
that's why the vibe was so good, because everyone could ride the bar.
Yes.
Because we were sharing a hotel.
Everyone was queuing and moaning.
We were sharing a hotel with, was it Jehovah's Witnesses?
I think it was Mormons.
Was it Mormons?
I think it was Mormons.
Someone said it was Jehovah's Witnesses.
There's some debate. Basically, it was some religious group or other, wasn't it?
Right. There was a lot of gospel singing going on. I have to admit, at one point I wanted to go in and have a little dance with and sing along with everybody. It was
they were putting us to shame in the outfits department as well.
Yeah,
let me just say they were very smartly dressed.
They were snappy, weren't they?
They were very well turned out.
I kept thinking I was at court or something. It was like, I've never seen so many suits in my life.
Yeah,
your experience at court. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I actually had a chat with two women in the lift, and I was wearing
quilters.
No, they weren't quilters. Not of the Mass Effect.
That's TFNs. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you know the law, Jason. You know the correct interpretation of that story. Good.
But
did they convert you, Jason? Did they?
Well, no. Was I even there? I'm wondering if I was there when this happened.
Did you have an epiphany?
Exactly. Or PTSD. But I was wearing the Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie jumper that my was Santa Claus.
Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie.
Yeah, Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie. Buzzworth.
You were wearing his skin.
I was wearing his skin, and she was lovely. She turned around and went, "Are you with the Transformers people?" And I was like, "Yes, I am." Proudly, and I showed her the ring that my partner had made. It's the Autobot logo. I was wearing my friendship bracelets that I'd made for the Taylor Swift concert that had Optimus Prime and Hot Rod on it. I was totally jazzed up with all this stuff. It was great, but they were lovely, and it did make for a good vibe. Yeah,
I love those conversations. I remember the year of it was the Quilters, and I remember chatting to two of them. And then being like, just kind of looking at you in the lift, and you kind of get that, like, you kind of smile, and they're as you wait for the lift or whatever. And they looked at me and they were like, "Are you Transformers?" And I was like, "Yeah, me personally,
you are Transformers.
I am Transformers. Yeah, all of it."
Did you reply? Well, I do have all of Transformers.
Yeah, but, exactly. Funny story. That's what they say about me. So,
exactly.
But yeah, it's funny.
More on
it's just
that later.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like when worlds collide, isn't it? With like a completely different walk of life in the same hotel at the same time for the same weekend, and you're just sort of mushed together. But you're right, Liam, this was a good combo because the other group, no interest in the bar.
They were not drinking. Nope.
Yeah, we got free reign.
Great.
It was great.
It made for a nicer vibe at the bar because I think last year it was so busy.
And
it was packed.
Do you remember the queues were massive? I don't know. There's a thing about queuing at bars or whatever, but it just made the whole area just constantly. There was a slightly different vibe, wasn't there? People, I think, getting got wound up with queuing. It just meant there were loads more people crammed in that space. Whereas this year, it was a lot freer to move about and people could come and go.
I felt as well the Hilton, although I have an issue with the Hilton. I'll be honest. as many other.
I was timing you. I was thinking, how long?
Yeah.
How long before
But I
Jason
want to
has a
compliment
rant?
them first. I'm going to shout out to the manager, Holly, who was doing her best to help me and plenty of other guests. But yeah, there was a lot more staff on the bar as well. So that
I like the
did help.
diplomatic doing her best. Because that's not what it sounded like in the previous days.
I saw a very different vibe of Jason at
Yeah.
one point on the
Says no.
weekend. The
Yeah.
frustration was real.
I do have my limits, but yeah, for those that aren't aware, and this happened to a lot of attendees, unfortunately, that and this was the 1 year where I stayed from Thursday until Monday, so it was more expensive for the longer week, as it were, and I got charged twice. So
Outrageous.
that was over £600 coming out twice for one weekend was unpleasant, and. I'll be honest, I'm lucky that I was able to then grab some money from elsewhere to cover that. But if not, it would have absolutely ruined the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of people that would have totally tanked them. And not just in terms of like, oh, now I've got no money to spend on robots or anything silly like that.
Just eating
but like,
food.
Yeah, exactly. Like eating or paying the gas bill or, do you know what I mean? Like whatever else, it's people budget for this kind of stuff.
They do.
And it would have been fine if that was a couple of days, but it was a week before I got the money back. And I know talking to other attendees, that was the same issue. Holly tried to help. Holly is the only person in the Hilton that has the ability to refund people. This is going to be in my feedback. That's not the best idea, Mr. Hilton and Mrs. Hilton.
I will say I was envious of you, Jason, when it was Sunday and I was looking at how much I spent. There was a moment as I was going down my bank account going, please tell me I've been double charged. Please tell me I've been double charged. Once I realised how much I'd spent. And
this was the good bit, right? So this was the thing. There was
and I wasn't, and I was very disappointed.
in the dealer room, there was I'd never actually asked their names, but they were selling a collector's collection, and
that was Robin.
It was Robin. That's it. Yes,
he's a patron of ours, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I was trying to remember his name, and I had great chats with him, and he was talking about that, and they had gig. Is that what we call them? The
jig.
Italian jig. Yeah,
jig.
So there was jig jazz.
The jig is up.
Jig wheel jazz.
Jig.
If I'd been refunded on the weekend, you'd
have bought some jig.
I would have got them. So actually,
the jig would have been up.
Hilton and Holly, for their incompetence, saved me money. So I can always find a good positive spin on something, So that's the positive spin there.
I believe I believe the Jennifer Lopez movie Jiggly is named after his toy line.
It is, yeah. Gobble,
it's just
gobble.
Jennifer Lopez with Diaclone Transformers.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Ben Affleck is portraying Maz screaming into a pillow.
I can see that. It was something on the Sunday when you came in. You'd been to have yet another chat with the
another
Hilton
meeting
team
with Holly
and offload and just be like, "Give me my money." Do you know what I mean? And when you came back, you had that kind of like you were smiling, but in that kind of like slightly forced way of just like.
I enjoyed watching you stood talking to them from a distance. I was like, there he is. The mask has slipped. The cheery, happy Jason is gone. Look
Business
at this.
Jace.
Here's the reality.
So Kelly, my partner, talks about this. She calls it serious Jace.
Serious Jace.
When I go serious Jace, and she finds it very attractive. I appreciate her for that.
Well, you are exceptionally hench.
Well, this is true. She also considers me a hench
Jason. I forgot about hench Jason.
So hench Jace, thanks to Kelly. This is why I love her. This is she gives all the right compliments, and
she tells you things that.
Do you
remember when he was telling us about that time he was involved in a horse scandal?
Out of context, that was the meat horse scandal I was talking about. I just missed the word.
The meat horse.
I meant the horse meat scandal.
Is that what Kelly calls it? The meat horse
scandal. I feel the hench thing needs context because it was just so wild the way you were like, my girlfriend says that I'm quite hench, actually.
It's very much like my mum says I'm a special boy.
Yeah,
I'm the most handsomest boy.
Oh, man. I've got it on my business card. Should I not have it on my business card? Jason Hench Wagner,
Oh, man.
You gotta lean into these things. That's how I've always lived my life.
Sure. And then because we were laughing about it so much, you called her and told on us.
I did tell, and she says she's going to beat you up.
Yeah, right.
Because she is hench, right?
Oh dear God,
I know.
it is funny. You got to
well,
laugh.
the best bit was when you sent your partner, Sixo, the photo of Liam asleep. And then she replied with,
Is Liam
"That's a
asleep?
hench guy next to you."
Oh, yeah.
It's
Well,
like,
the funny thing is,
whatever.
because I sent her a picture because we were sat in a panel, and I just took a picture of the three of us, like a little random selfie, and sent it to her. Like, look, this is what I'm doing. So I think it was like not early in the morning, but it was like, oh, here's me kind of thing. I think it was on the Sunday. I can't remember.
It
Or the
was,
Saturday.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And it was just like, this is what I'm up to kind of thing. And I'd not even noticed that Liam had nodded off. So
I know.
my wife actually replied just going, is Liam sleeping? And I was
Well,
like,
you'd
oh,
only
yeah.
had an hour, hadn't you? Or two?
Yeah,
Is that right?
the Friday night I had like an hour and a half, 2 hours. The Saturday night I had about 3, and then I can't remember what it was on the Sunday, but I think in total I had about 8.5, 9 hours across 3 days.
Honestly,
Wow.
Liam, that
Which has opened the door to this COVID that I've come back with. So
Oh, I know. He's been struck down, listeners. I know.
a few people pour out a little liquor for our friends. Quite a few people have been
Fallen
struck down
friends.
by illness.
Yeah. So Dom, he's been knocked out, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I know that Hodder, before he'd arrived, actually was feeling worse for weather. It was definitely doing the
Andy
rounds.
Turnbull, he's
Andy
got
Turnbull,
COVID.
yeah. I hope everybody's feeling well. So, and if anybody's listening and they haven't done a test yet, it's probably a bit late by the time this goes out. But
wrap up.
Do check yourself
lie down.
out.
Yeah. But it was the busiest Transformers convention in Europe. So
yeah,
a lot of breathing.
That is really amazing. It is cool.
And the illest.
The illest, yes, it's illing, as some might say. But I think it is cool as well. I mean, I do just kind of want to talk about the demographic thing because I've been thinking about it a little bit. And again, I was chatting with my wife about it today, actually, funnily enough, when we were in the car. And we're just saying that that's really cool because you don't want it to rest on the shoulders of middle-aged men. You really don't.
Not at all.
Because it's not how these things survive. And, all right, joking aside, we're not dying off. But it's also not how you keep... Not yet. We've got a few years in it.
Yeah.
But it's not how you keep life in this stuff. So I think it's fantastic that the younger crowd are going to this. I think it's awesome. I think there's a lot of stuff. I like that as I was doing the rounds at the con, that there were things there that I didn't understand. Do you know what I mean? And I mean that in the best way. But
I feel like that all the time.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, same as when you're online and like people use terminology or vernacular and you're like, I don't know what that means. Like, I only just today learned what oomph is. And
so did I.
Do you remember what it is?
When you were posting about it?
Exactly. I told you. One of my friends.
One of
is what
my
it
friends.
means. One
I
of my
thought it was
friends.
the person's name. I assumed it when they were like, it's oomph. I was like, oh, that's the name. But then it was only when I came back later, read your message, I was like, oh,
yeah,
it's an acronym.
Exactly. I just thought it was like a cute thing, like oomph. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It does actually mean one of my friends, apparently. But I don't know. I don't mind not understanding things like this, and particularly at somewhere like TFN, because I think that's good, because it can't all be catered to old geezers.
And it's true. And we've talked about this for our podcast, haven't we? That we, like, when we think about guests, and it's just like the Transformers fandom isn't just made up of old blokes anymore.
Yeah.
And the entry point now, and a lot of these people that I was chatting to at TFN this time round, their entry point was animated or it was Michael Bay. And we've talked about, and for all of my dislike of Michael Bay as a director and how he treats women in particular in films, actors in general, which was interesting because there was a guest at TFN who talked about that, who wasn't necessarily the most praiseworthy of said gentlemen, and but that is people's entry point, and that brought them into the fandom, and that was I love the fact that it's both animated Michael Bay and amongst all of that, all the other things that we've had through the years as well.
Yeah, Unicron trilogy, all kinds. It's all in there. So, and I think that's terrific. I think it's brilliant that people grow up with that stuff as their Transformers, and it's a great thing, honestly. And it continues, and I hope that it will continue to do that as well. I mean, one thing people often say is, what's the next thing? Because it doesn't necessarily feel like we're in that period anymore where there is the new stuff. But that's a whole other topic. But the good news is that young people still going. They were out in droves at TFNation. It was good to see. and there was a lot of love in the room. There was a lot of, it was a really good vibe.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like, not that G1 is dead, but it's kind of like TFNation is always, it's very inclusive, but it still always kind of felt like G1 first, if you know what I mean. There's always like a stronger G1 vibe. This was the first year where I think it really didn't feel like that. Like it felt like the crowd there was there for other things.
I know what you mean. I mean, look at Roberts, right? James was there, James Roberts, and big guest. And this is kind of funny, right? Because, I mean, we know James.
Also, hench James Roberts. Genuinely
oh my God. Now,
genuinely hench James Roberts.
Genuinely hench.
We were swapping our fit when I was buying Generation Mechs off him. We were swapping our
Don't say it.
regimes.
Do not say it.
Oh,
you were there.
Jason.
I was asking him what he was doing, giving him all the compliments.
Jason's regime is just that his partner tells him. That's not a regime, Jason.
Exactly.
That's just an affirmation.
You know what? You got to believe first, Liam. You got to believe first.
Jason's regime is reassurance. That's it.
That is my life.
Yeah. But so if anybody doesn't believe how hench J-Ro is, you can go and check out his Instagram because it's pretty thirsty. Let me tell you.
He's going to make that private now.
Probably, yeah. It's fair to say. But it's something.
It's going to be his OnlyFans content. So.
He was looking great.
Pretty saucy. He was looking great. And the funny thing is that when you and I did talk to him about his regime, because you said to him, you were like, "Oh, James, can I just ask you? I think you were kind of looking for tips or whatever. How to get more hench. Not that you could, but just
excuse me.
In theory. But what I loved about it is that he kind of downplayed it, and he was like, "Oh, just go swimming a bit and little bit of stuff at home sometimes." And I thought, "Come on, man, no, you don't look that good.
That's a lot of work
without some application,
Do you know, side note, and we'll talk about Generation Mech's book, I'm sure, in a bit, but just a quick one, which I did not know, and James, if you're listening, this boggled my mind, but, I always forget how old I am and everything like that, but I've just worked out that James and I were born in the same year, but his birth date is the same as my older brother's as well.
Oh, wow.
So how's that, like, worlds collide moment? That's so mad. I find that fascinating.
Oh, so hang on. I think I've just understood.
You got worked out.
Yeah, I've worked out.
Because I don't want to say on
air.
I don't want to say now exactly what those numbers are.
Yeah,
keep it private for him. But yeah, same date as my brother, same year as me.
But yeah,
which is just weird. And it's like, and there's I've known James now for ages, and reading Generation Mechs, it's wonderful. Yeah.
Well, the book, I've not started on it yet. I've got it on the desk next to me, actually. I'm ready to get cracking, but it looks amazing.
It's great.
And really excited to give that a read.
He's going to announce tomorrow so tomorrow being the 16th of August, he's going to announce how you can get it online. So keep an eye out as well. But that was the other thing as well. If I would just talk about James's panel, we did ours. We've just come off stage, and then we're sitting in the audience, and James gets up, starts talking about Generation Mechs. And the next minute, he's reading out my letter to the UK Transformers comic at age 14. And it's not often that I cross the streams with my work and my Transformers life, but I did today because I posted something about it on LinkedIn. And it was that whole thing about the Transformers for me. And when I wrote that letter, was the inspiration of why I ended up doing animation and all this kind of stuff. But it was so lovely when James was kind of just explaining the reply and what that was and where it's coming from and why. And, this was about the demise of the US comic and stuff. And what he's digging into in that Generation Mechs book is wonderful, like really, really deep dive. He's gone to a lot of work in this book as well. It's a fascinating read and some great content on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Really great.
You posted this on LinkedIn?
I posted about when worlds collide. So kind of what you said a minute ago, but this whole idea about the fact that Simon Furman, Jeff Senior, Andrew Wildman, all these people inspired me when I was like a kid and a teenager to get into, I was reading comics and I was animation, and I was like, oh, you could do this as a job. And that's what took me to art school and everything as well. Yeah. And I'm sitting there, having just done our panel on stage with you guys, which is wonderful. And then sitting there and talking to these people that were my inspiration as a kid, right? And that's wonderful. And I kind of put on the post about that in a world that can feel a bit unkind at the moment, TFN this past weekend was the polar opposite. It was
100%,
beautiful.
Yeah.
So much love in the room. It was so lovely to have that and feel that. I really enjoyed it.
I completely get that. That's really nice. I was going to say, I mean, that just to come back to J-Ro, I was going to say that talking about the younger crowd and everything, because that was the sort of evidence of it really for me, was that you saw, I mean, we saw James right as the room was, just before it was opening. We were quite lucky to get in there and have a quick chat with him. But his table, if you like, was inundated, wasn't it, for the whole weekend? I mean, I think at one point someone said that the queue to get to speak to James was 90 minutes. So if you joined the queue, it would take an hour and a half to actually get to the front of the line and get a copy of the book and just have a quick chat with him or what have you.
This is why I didn't get one.
Right.
I kept queuing up, and then it was taking so long, and there was so much going on and so many people chatting. It just ended
90 minutes.
Drifting in and out of the queue several times. And
that's insane. That's like at Alton Towers, where they put signs saying like you're 60 minutes to go. Do you know what I mean? And things like this. But
he was like a mini Deliveroo of his books, though, because when we were at the bar at one point, I was sat outside chatting with Nick Roche and stuff like that, and James kept appearing with piles of books he was handing out to people that had bought them, and so I kept regretting not getting one. Can I get one?
You'll snag one another time.
Yeah.
Do you know, actually, a shout out to TFN crew and the way because there was a bit of comment last year, remember, about how they'd sorted out the dealer's room and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. This year, I felt they nailed it. I felt it was
way better.
Way well organized.
It was really good. It was really good.
Because they had the queuing system, and then they had kind of like corridors either side, so you could still get around the toy tables and all that kind of stuff. So it was really nicely done. They'd cordoned off the bit for the likes of Sophia and the other kind of guests that were there as well. And it was really nicely organized.
Yeah. Like the queue was massive. Like the amount of times we'd left the room and the dealer room, and you'd see the queue all the way back to the bar and stuff. I think there was... Yeah. They're always really good. Last year just felt like there were just people piled in, and it was like quite oppressive in the dealer room. Like never seen like that, but this year it was great. It's fine, absolutely fine.
It did get a bit mad on the Saturday morning. I remember we walked back to get a coffee or whatever, and like leaving the dealer hall, I literally walked the whole length of the hotel, and it went right back to the bar, right into the bar. And that is, I mean, that's, anybody not familiar with the Hilton near the NEC in Birmingham probably sounds like it's not a big deal, but this is literally the length of a hotel, like quite a sizable hotel as well. Yeah. It was down a huge couple of corridors.
Minutes and minutes of walking, that is, to get from one into the other.
It would take you 5 minutes to walk the length of it, and that's how long the queue, people were sort of stood there for. So they must have been queuing for, I don't know.
It's good experience, though, wasn't it? Everyone
did seem to be
happy, and it seemed quite nice as well.
Yeah, it did seem to be. I didn't know of any drama or anything like that, but I tend to avoid all of that nonsense anyway, if ever that does happen. But
do you know one thing as well for me, which I briefly mentioned a minute ago, which was the big change, and this is off of what you said you did last year, Liam, and it was extending my stay. So this year I went down on the Thursday and stayed at the hotel. So I had the Thursday night, the Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and then I headed home kind of mid-morning on the Monday.
You paid for 10 nights, didn't you?
I did. Exactly. Yeah, don't remind me. But what a different... And keep in mind, I'm coming down from Scotland, so on a good day, that'll take you like just over 5 hours. On a bad day, i.e. Monday, when I drove back, it took over 7.5 hours, which was a bit much, I'll be honest. But arriving on the Thursday, it was exactly what you said, Liam. And actually, I feel that the Thursday for me, because I had the energy, I'd driven down, I got in at a good time, and I immediately bumped into Andy Turnbull, who, lovely man, had rewarded me with my third place prize for the Manchester Minicon.
GPS Sea Spray.
Yeah, my GPS Sea Spray, exactly. But I could have a lovely chat with him and met our good friend Ken. And
what a geezer!
I know it was proper time. Yeah, no having to suddenly go. Oh, we need to. Because I'll be honest, since obviously doing Triple Takeover with you guys, if I arrive on a Friday and it started at 3:30 this year, straight into the panel,
the throng of people is just there waiting, right, for autographs and
that's
selfies.
Did have to sign a dinosaur this year, though. That was surreal.
Yeah, did you sign it as well?
I did. Yeah, I'm not sure Liam had the chance. Did you, Liam? But that shift of just doing the extra days, it made for such a more chill time, because I could spend time with people. I could talk to them properly. I didn't feel like I was running from one person to another person or from panel to panel. And got to see panels this year. I wasn't chasing toys for once. That was nice.
That's nice. I got to see a good few panels this year as well, which I appreciated. I would love to do the Thursday to Monday thing. It's just sadly not very practical for me, for various home reasons, which just make it a bit impossible to kind of be away. But it's just one of those. I would love to do it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I turned up not late, but like with about.
That's worth mentioning, right? 20 minutes to go. Me and Liam are like, he's not here yet. What should we do? And I was like, it's all right. And I think I turned to our friend Teej and was like, Teej can come on stage with us. She was sitting for
She would have loved that. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
It was a bit mad because I got there, literally rocked in. It took me probably 10 or 15 minutes longer to drive than I thought it was going to, just because of traffic and whatever. And it's not a big drive for me at all, but still. And then got checked in because I had to dump my stuff in the room, and it was so funny because I decided I was going to share with our mate Rich, and so I get to bearing in mind I booked this back in like March or whenever it was, I don't even know, before that even, I'm not even sure. And so I get to the front desk, like, and I'm sort of checking my watch because I'm like, come on, do you know I'm going to get checked in and get to do a panel, and then the guy's like, okay, so you've got a single room, and I'm like, no, twin room. And he looks at me and like, no, you booked a single. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I booked a twin. And
Hilton.
So I was fully ready to be like, oh my God, like I've messed up. Do you know what I mean? It must be my mistake. But then I checked the email and was like, oh no, I did book a twin. And so initially I said, before I checked the email, I was like, is there anything you can do? Do you think you could like get me into a twin at all? Because there are two of us and it's going to be a bit snuggly. And whilst I don't mind that, it's it might be interesting. And it was funny because then he was like, no, there is nothing. There's nothing that we could do. And then I looked at my email and showed it to him and went, oh, it does say twin. And he just kind of went, let me see what I can do.
There you
go. And it was
classic
funny how quickly it changed. And he sorted it out, needless to say. Yeah. So, but it was quite funny. And then just had to like leg it to do the panel. And
but then all weekend you just kept pushing the beds back together, didn't you? For you,
yeah. Well, I spread some rose petals in the room for Rich. I thought it might be a nice touch. Little bottle of wine, 2 glasses on the side.
1 glass.
One glass.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Is that romantic?
Just messy, probably.
Have I missed a trick there? Like, I don't
straws.
Know.
Let's do straws.
I don't know. I've been with my wife 18 years, but I've never shared a glass of wine. Like, is that something that people do?
Yeah, totally.
Try it.
Yeah, it's what we do in
It's our anniversary soon. Maybe I'll give it a go. I don't know. But it was the panel was fun though, wasn't it? And I got there, managed to sink a pint quickly, and then just get off to do the panel. And I thought it was the best one that we've done.
It was very funny. I enjoyed it. I won as well, so again,
you did win by a long way, Liam.
All the good choices.
I just got the brief wrong.
Completely.
See, it's funny because out of context, people listening that don't know the format of the panel or haven't seen it or whatever, or can't get to TFN, it's quite funny because you've just announced that you won, but there's no context for that. So they're just like,
that's all people need to know. There was
I won the conversation.
There is the controversial part of this, which was keeping in mind that there was, whether it's Jehovah's Witnesses or Mormons there, but
they're all cheering hell.
Yeah, we chose to do heaven and hell of different lines of Transformers, and the crowd were predominantly into hell, weren't they? They really were. So it was audience.
Can you imagine what they must have thought though, just being down the corridor and people just cheering for hell repeatedly?
Yeah. It was funny.
Bless.
Maybe that's why they stayed away from the bar.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe. Don't get into those guys.
I'm not sure about these guys, these Transformers fans. But yeah, so basically we just put up a load of categories, didn't we? Like, favorite Optimus Prime toy, or favorite line of movie dialogue, or favorite Generations toy. But it wasn't even favorite. It was like those were the categories.
It was and then Age of the Primes or Legacy toy, actually. Remember, because that's the one I did read the brief on, and you two cheated.
What? How? I picked an Age of the Primes toy.
I chose an Age of the Primes toy, whereas you two didn't.
I had an Age of the Primes toy.
What did Liam choose?
I picked Legacy. Well, it was Age of the Primes / Legacy. How did we
try to get out of this on technicalities?
I know.
Swags,
What did you pick?
I chose Vortex. Age of the Primes Vortex.
Yeah, and that was never going to win, man.
That's a lovely figure. I know.
But
stupid game.
We'll say.
How did we cheat? I'm trying to work out.
We didn't.
I could have sworn that someone said that you guys had chosen maybe it was a dream. I have dreams.
We cheated in the same sense that Jason is hench.
Yeah, there we go. That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Like in this
my
non-reality.
mind, yeah, exactly. That's
In
What did
Jason's
you?
world.
Because I picked Tarn, which technically came out in a different line, but was repacked into Legacy. But I thought the brief was just.
Wait, I'm checking.
I thought
It was Legacy initially, Tarn, though, wasn't he? It was originally.
Oh, he
released
was,
as
wasn't he?
Legacy. Yeah, he
repacked
was. Yeah,
into
definitely.
Legacy,
Are you sure?
Age of the
I'm
Crimes.
going to double check my notes here. I feel like I'm getting
No,
set up
Jace,
as a sting
no.
here,
No, he was
you know.
Legacy.
Really?
He's not letting it go, is he? But
Although
Jason,
I
I've got the
thought-
Yeah, you're right. It
slides,
was
man.
Legacy. It was Legacy.
Yeah.
you're
It
right.
was.
I thought the
I've got
brief
the
was
slides.
like recent generations toys. Anyway, I thought it was.
Right,
that.
so
It was recent generation stories,
it
Legacy and
was-
Age of the Primes. Yeah.
We said this was the only thing I think that, and it's my fault, but I think we fluffed this a little bit at the panel. It's not a problem at all, but the number of people coming up later, because on the slide it said Generations toy, and I don't think we clarified that when in our minds that we had
That was
written
it.
it when we were putting the panel together.
That was it.
We had put
yes.
it as Legacy stroke Age of the Primes, so it was like
course.
very recent Generations toy of the last.
Yeah, because
sort of,
wasn't
you
it
know,
Jim? That was it. Because Jim said, "Wait, it's like, why didn't you choose that?" And I was
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
I
it's
had
'cause
so
we're
many
going that
people.
far
Like
back." Yeah.
Dogatron said to me at one point, "Excuse me, what about Thrilling 30 Springer and stuff
Yeah,
like that?" And I was
totally.
like, "Yeah, no, it's a banger. I mean, it's literally
Yeah.
sat on my desk right in front of me right now. It's a banger
We'd
of a
all choose
toy.
that,
I love
yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
we were doing Legacy
Recent.
Age of the Primes.
Yeah.
We just didn't tell anybody that. So
I would like to explain, though, to the listeners that weren't there, that I didn't introduce the curveball to the panel. It was that blooming Jim Sorensen who,
oh my god,
near the beginning, produced a
Jim.
mint-in box Supreme Cheetor
That was-
and presented it with me. Not
It's
for
so
freebies,
funny.
but that was one of the best audience moments ever. It
Well,
was
Jim-
inspired.
Yeah.
So I messaged Jim as well because I really wanted to chat with him through the weekend, and every time I looked over, he was just busy or chatting or doing
Yeah.
something or doing a panel or whatever. And he did a really good panel as well. But that's by the by. And so I messaged him just saying, "Hey, really sorry that I missed you, but thank you so much." Just his participation in our panel from the audience was just incredible.
Yeah,
Like,
his
he was
energy
so
was
supportive.
right there.
His energy was wonderful. Honestly,
Yeah.
it was
It was
really, really nice.
Really good.
And
It
yeah,
was
amazing.
him coming up on stage, he'd obviously gone or got someone to go to the dealer room
Yes, we got someone to run in, and they got it from a toy food stand.
to get Supreme
Boxed
Cheetor,
Supreme Cheetor,
which made its way on stage.
curveball. Yeah, and it was, oh dear, it was like that toy, haunts me throughout the days.
Follows you around. Look at it. You can't
It
get
does, I
away from the
know.
damn thing. I mean, you
But,
do love it, so
I do.
Yeah,
shows
now,
it,
don't
well,
even
now I
dislike
shows
have,
it for
it.
heaven.
I have a complete version now because our patron Rob, he brought the missing ankle cover that I needed. Bless him. So he brought that in a little
Oh.
envelope for me. So I now have a complete Supreme Cheetor to
Are
throw
you
in
going
the
to stop
bin.
mentioning about those ankle
Yeah.
covers now? Because
Yeah.
I feel like you've brought it up a few times.
I know, yeah, stupid toy.
That was funny. So yeah, no, we basically asked people which category they wanted to hear, and then we asked them if they wanted to hear it in terms of heaven or hell, didn't we? And yeah, the number of times we were like, heaven, Way! Hell,
Yeah, exactly.
it was just it was quite mad. It was
But-
very noticeable.
Yeah, it was a funny one as well for us, though, wasn't it? Because we were a wee bit concerned because it was early. It was 3:30 start, and
Yeah.
people are arriving generally at kind of Friday. That's when people are checking in. So there was a wee bit of concern that we had competition in the ways of a beer festival happening at the NEC as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in the end, a handful of people were sneaking over there later. But the numbers were good. It was a nice atmosphere in the room.
It was. I think we had a really good turnout. Honestly, I didn't see it as being any less or more than last year. I don't think. And last year we were on at 5 o'clock. So Whereas this year they had James on at 5.
That's
So
right, yeah.
I don't know. I know that we talked with TFN last year about doing the Saturday for this year. Like, would we do a Saturday panel or not? And
No.
you're not keen, aren't you? Because you want to get drunk and not be hungover for the panel.
Well, he was falling asleep on Saturday.
Yeah.
So it was
Yes.
probably for the best, actually. Yeah.
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 Having seen your levels of energy on a Saturday morning,
Yeah,
maybe
it was
better.
It was not great. I definitely prefer doing it on the Friday than having the weekend to just kind of enjoy with your friends and stuff.
I
Like,
can
if
see
you're
that.
waiting and
Yeah.
doing something on the Saturday, it's like have to wait till that point for it to properly begin again.
Well, Billy,
Yeah.
good old Billy Stripes, who again I
The
didn't
king.
catch up with, through the weekend, but he's legend among men. That man, he's so lovely.
Yeah. Yes.
But he basically said that he thinks that we get better attendance on the Friday anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know, it's something as well about just, I think we fit well there when people are just coming in and getting people into the kind of
Into the
mood and
vibe.
vibe of it and all that kind of thing, which is quite
Really?
nice. And I really enjoyed that time. It's very reliant on the audience participation, and the TFN crowd were brilliant.
They really were.
Really made
I
it.
just always think, and it was nice that Billy sort of cited us because there was some chat, wasn't there, in the but just before the closing ceremony with people asking questions, and he sort of said that he thought our panel worked well because we weren't just talking about ourselves, that we were trying to kind of do something entertaining instead, and I'm glad that comes across, or I hope it does.
Yeah, it's not just this. It's just not just the podcast again.
Yeah, it's not
on
just
stage.
3 old men sat on stage.
2 old men
talking
Sorry.
about toys.
One
We're
younger
the same
man.
age, Liam. We're the same
We're
age.
not the same age.
We are the same age. Born in
You
the
are
same
a
year.
year older than me. Like
We're born in the
really know
same
this.
year. Born in the same calendar year.
How old are you and how old am I? That's
Born in the same calendar year. Just because one of us has had our birthday so far this year, considering we're a little bit over halfway through the year, and the other hasn't, is irrelevant.
Sorry, I can't hear you over the age there.
Wait, that means your
makes no
hearing's
sense.
bad. Your hearing's
Yeah,
super
exactly.
good.
Yeah.
Come on, old man.
Yeah,
But I'm dying from COVID.
He's dying from
currently,
COVID.
so
Or
Right, yeah,
equivalent.
I
yeah,
can't
that's
hear
true.
anything or
I know.
move. I'm just sweating profusely right now.
That's lovely. You've
Yay.
never looked better.
I know.
I
Thanks. You're doing well, Liam. This is
Oh,
hardcore.
bless you.
Should we get the blood flowing and talk halls or
We can
wait,
talk
wait.
halls.
I just want to give a shout out to all the people who had that photo of me at the at the
Oh,
panel.
the finger.
The finger from
I'm still
Gladiators.
laughing now.
The
like,
Liam
it's just-
finger.
I knew I shouldn't have posted it online. Like a second I pressed click, I was like, oh no.
So this was
I
you
had
at
this-
Gladiators.
just had this feeling that somehow Sixo would bring this back to haunt me.
Why'd
It
you
was-
blame me? It wasn't my idea.
Yes, it was. This only
No.
could have been.
I think
Whose
it was
idea was it?
Dogatron. Was it?
Well, I don't want to say I wasn't involved.
Did you Photoshop
Well, you must have
it?
been involved because it was on the panel bloody slides.
Well, no. The finger wasn't on the slides. The finger picture. So this was you with the big hand, wasn't it? The big foam
Yeah,
finger.
Big foam gladiator's hand, yeah.
That wasn't on the slides. No, there was. I did put a funny picture of you on the slides, but not
what
that
was
one.
it? I thought it was the thing with the finger.
No, it was just a random picture. It was when we were talking about all the things you couldn't talk about, like bat
Oh, yeah.
tap and things like that.
Forest
Yeah.
pants. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're not in
forest
pants.
pants.
No Batman. Yeah.
No
No.
bat pants. And
Yes.
but no, it was actually Andy H, our
Oh,
patron.
brilliant.
Wow.
It was his
Wait,
idea.
Andy? Wow.
It was Andy.
It really made me laugh. It did.
Yeah, it was
very
his
good.
idea.
Well
Oh.
done, Andy, because that was
Yeah.
there was a little crowd of patrons to my left that were just like, woo.
I wish I'd got a photo of it. I really wish I'd got a photo.
It
of
was funny, yeah. It was really funny. But you did get quite a few cheers, didn't you, through the thing, Liam, with your choices?
Yeah, it's the power of winning.
Even at I was cheering for him at one point. He was smashing it, right? You know, it was.
Yeah, it was. Although there was one. What was the one that you suggested? One of your suggestions went down like an absolute lead balloon. just
There's a
complete
transformation
silence.
for Masterpiece Hound, which
Oh, yeah.
surprised me. I thought of all of them, I thought that's the surefire winner.
Oh, was it that? I
Was
just
that
remember you.
Complete silence.
Yeah, you had this air about you of like, oh, here we go, lads. I've got this in the bag. Like this is going to be such a crowd pleaser. And then it was like, who votes for Liam's choice? Silence. Complete silence.
You know what got me afterwards was the amount of people who were like, "Oh, that was the one I would have picked," and I was like,
really?
"Why didn't you do anything?" Like there was at least 3 or 4
Speak
people
up.
as we were chatting. They went, "Oh, Hound." They were like, "That was the right choice." I was like, "But nobody cheered."
Why were you
Like,
silent?
They were like, "Yeah, I didn't want to be the one on my own doing it."
That's
It was so quiet. I
hilarious.
was like, "But I needed that."
Well, you won still convincingly, right? You know, so
And at
Yeah.
least you didn't get booed, Liam. I mean, I actually got booed at one point. So
Which one did you get booed for? I'm trying to remember.
I got booed for, and I can tell you exactly because I got the slides here. It was for my repaint that I wanted to put into Hell, and it was that Toys R Us Jeffrey Prime You know,
That
with
was a
the,
cool
Yeah,
toy.
the
Like,
toy,
you totally got that
No,
wrong.
it's a
Like,
cute little
actually,
toy.
Yeah,
Absolutely
you
naff.
got that so wrong.
Well, I definitely misjudged the feeling in the room. I can tell you because people were booing, outright booing. I was like,
that's never
all
happened
right,
before. I know.
that's quite the reaction. But
One of my favourite moments was when I picked the hats. Do you remember the New Era Transformer crossover?
Oh yeah,
oh yeah,
And Spider Father was giving me a bit of jip in the corner there.
yeah.
He
He
was
was,
like,
That was
he was
funny.
heckling
he's
you.
going, when he's there
he was
going,
heckling.
these are good. And then he was like, I have these. And at the time, I should have replied with, that's not a small list of toys. You know, that's all of the Transformers.
Oh dear.
And
It
so
was funny.
So I won that one. That's one I do remember winning, but I need to give the credit to Maz because he was the one who found that cookie that I chose for that
Right.
because that was for merch. So it was a cookie that was for a Transformers cookie. So a real cookie in a Autobot Decepticon box. It was on eBay at $599.
You mean the wrapper?
Well, it was kind of it was like cardboard box with a cellophane
It is like a
window.
box, yeah.
wasn't
Was it?
You know,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see
Um,
that. I just saw
And
the wrapper.
yeah, but someone found me in the bar later and went, it's been reduced, and it was at like I think it was down to $59.99, and I was like,
Oh,
that's still
really?
too much,
Still.
yeah, for a moldy biscuit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Is it still on eBay now?
I think there's a good chance it is, unless someone's
Yeah.
bought it for posterity after the panel that we did.
I would
you
imagine
know.
so. Yeah, I would
needs to.
imagine
It
so.
was so much fun, that panel.
It was great.
It really
enjoyed
was.
It.
It's brilliant
It's the
fun.
first one when I was sad when it was actually over. I was like, oh, I can carry on.
Hey,
now.
that's good.
Yeah, definitely. Can I just point out that for his favourite ever cartoon character, favourite ever
Oh my God.
Transformers cartoon character, Jason picked Teletran 1, which,
And I had a reason.
I mean, did you know?
Yeah.
What, did you? Was
Yeah,
it?
because otherwise we wouldn't have Optimus Prime and we wouldn't have all those mainline Autobots. because they
Jason, do
wouldn't
you
have been
realise that
revived.
Teletran 1 doesn't create the Transformers?
No, I know,
It
but
just
it
repairs
revives
them. They are millions of years old by this point. So.
I know,
And
someone did
still,
point that out.
best character. And it's
Is
a
it
computer.
even a character?
It's a computer, you know?
An
It's a
emotionless
computer.
computer.
Don't say that about Teletran 1.
Well, it is, though. There's,
She's the best.
Okay.
They're the best. He's the best. I don't know. It's a character, right? You
Wait
know?
till Jason discovers the PC. You know?
I know.
I was going to say.
I do name all my PCs after different Transformers, admittedly. I'm currently on Jetfire, right now. So maybe
You got a little bit of a reaction, let's say, Jace, as well, for your collaborative toy, Hell, which you picked some of the Star Wars stuff.
I did.
And that got a little bit of whoa as well.
Yeah,
People
the
didn't
Chewbacca
like
impression, because it's
that.
atrocious.
Was that maybe?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah,
I also love
but-
your packaging, Hell, was Combiner Wars, which
Well, it wasn't just
is-
Combiner Wars. It was any bubble packaging that have to use a scalpel to open.
that
like
was it. It was just bubble packaging.
90% of toys
I know,
throughout the
hate it.
history of time. It's like,
I want
oh,
to keep
no.
all my boxes as mint as possible. And the amount of times I slice through that plastic. Oh, the stress of opening it so neatly.
My hell for repaint was G2 Slingshot. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah, I
Because
do.
it crumbles
Yeah.
to dust. And there was a little epilogue to that after the weekend when Paul with his G2
Yes.
Slingshot, and it broke, didn't it? Because
It
he had
broke.
it for
Oh.
sale at the panel, and then he sent it in a little WhatsApp chat. He sent a little photo of it with it
Crumbled.
snapped.
Oh,
As he
no.
decided
Yeah.
to transform it after the con.
Yeah, I know. Of all the sort of prophetic things that might have happened as a result of that panel, that toy actually breaking, I mean, is one of the most crumbly toys.
Do you know? Well,
Yeah.
it was like there was a lot of people buying gold plastic. Because our friend Jason, he bought was it Ground Shaker? Was it?
Oh, he bought he bought Skyhammer, and he
Skyhammer
bought
was, yeah.
which we've just done a mini
Just done a mini on, yeah.
actually. Although it won't be live by the time this is live, so there you go. That will be live after this is live for patrons. Weirdly, I think,
Yeah,
and
that
maybe
is
public.
kind
I
of
don't
right,
know.
yeah.
The schedule's
So
all
it'll
over
be
the
live
place.
at some point. Yeah.
It's live. It's coming. There you go. It's fine. But yeah, he bought a Skyhammer. He bought a Roadblock. He bought he bought the smaller two as well. He bought Gunrunner and whatever the other one's called.
He bought tequila.
He did bring
He bought
He
tequila.
a
bought
Oh,
a
nice.
phenomenal tequila.
Really nice.
I think I drank a fair amount of it, actually. I think
yeah.
That
we had
Friday
quite a lot of
night.
tequila.
That and Rich had the
Yeah, it was
whiskey. Woof. And
Tequila.
we-
It makes
I-
me happy.
Drank quite a lot of whiskey. There
Yeah.
was cigars going around at one point. That was
I took a
nice.
slow-mo video of me smoking a cigar. What the, it's
Yeah.
looking hench in that video.
Oh, Oh, don't. I'm too close to death to laugh.
So hench.
Sorry. I
I'm
know.
clinging
Sorry. I
on
want to
here,
cheer you
like,
up. That's what it
clinging
was.
on.
You know,
Hench
that's all it is.
Jace.
Cigar hench Jace.
Yeah.
But it was, that's why Liam was so tired the next day though as well, because there was an awful lot of spirits in the early mornings. But the other thing as well, there was a good amount of people staying up later. We went down to the little secret bar, didn't we, as well?
There was the secret bar, which is always fun.
Cocktails down there,
Yeah. We
which is
drank
always
Hugh
nice.
down there for a little bit as well.
We did,
He was
you
great.
were there
He was
with that. What did he have? Yeah, Hugh was there with that Cybertron.
He had the Cybertron Optimus Prime, the Galaxy Force Optimus Prime.
My biggest regret. It was me and you, wasn't it? 6 a.m. in the morning. I picked one up for 60 quid. I say pick one up. I literally picked it up.
Bargain.
And I was looking at
for
it.
60.
And I put it back down. And
it's such a good
it was
figure.
one of the very few things, because this year, I think we were all the same. We ran it in without a list, really. I didn't go in trying to buy anything. I had nothing on the list. I just had the Land Cross. And then I picked it up and I put it down. And then within about 2 minutes, I regretted it and went back and it was gone.
It's a
stupid moment.
Sort of the thing.
You will get it though. It's not like super difficult to get, but
that is true. It's not an impossible toy to find. But that was sort of the thing this year. Was that honestly, a few people said, "Oh, I picked something up, looked at it, ummed and ahed over it, and then it had just gone." And that really did seem to be the kind of running theme this year. Apart from the Nemesis Prime, the Siege Nemesis Prime that I picked up, which was just sat there all weekend. And I said to the guys, will you take will you do a bit of a deal on that? And they were like, if it hasn't been bought on the Sunday, and then literally first thing Sunday morning, I was like, okay, how much then?
yeah, totally. It's good.
So yeah, got a bit of a good deal on that.
It's a lovely figure,
yeah, it's really nice. But yes, there was it was a good Saturday night, and much good time was had. I think it was funny because we were trying to transform that Galaxy Force. I keep saying Galaxy Force, the Cybertron Optimus Prime. I think we were trying to quite drunkenly transform it and try to figure out where all the various pegs go and things like that. And never transform stuff when you've had a few to drink. Yeah,
do you know what? Well, you know that I've not posted it and I won't post it, but I did take video of you too, and it was such a sweet video because you were like so involved. Oh, actually, it's not a drunken. You're talking about nubbins and
nubbins,
all these bits and bobs,
Gonna get your nubbins in the holes, and nubbins and gubbins.
Yeah, it's quite an involved transformation that, because there's a lot of disconnecting and recombining and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's one of my favorite primes.
Yeah. It's such a great toy. Yeah. You'd be mad to pick it up, look at it, consider buying it, and then just put it down again. I think you'd be that's insane.
That's what I did to you, actually, didn't I, Sixo? So I picked up that green Unicron again because Toy Fu had another one.
Taunting me.
Same price, but I put it back,
Yeah.
And it was interesting seeing, actually, how many... like in the dealer room, there was there was lots of different Unicrons. There was what's the black one from? Is that from...
Energon.
Energon, yeah. So there's a couple of those as well. And at Space Bridge, there was a big selection of Masterpiece as well, which I did sell. I was quite surprised, actually.
Yeah, I think it's. I think a lot of that is from our mate Wayne.
Yeah,
I think that's a lot of that is Wayne's.
The Wong collection.
Yeah, exactly. The Wong from the Wong collection, exactly. But I think a lot of that was his. And yeah, I didn't see it all selling.
I miss Wayne
as well. Yeah, he got out the game a little bit, but he sold up all his G1 and everything as well. So bless him, which Paul, had as well. But I think the Masterpiece stuff did look like it was hanging around a little bit.
Oh, did it? I thought it's.
Do you think it was selling?
Yeah, I saw it. That was mainly me just seeing people carrying it around the big boxed items like Eva Prime and stuff like that.
The Eva Prime went, I know. So but, that's a pretty popular item, isn't it? So. But yeah, and there's tons of great stuff. And Liam is right; it didn't feel like it was all G1 this year in the dealer room either, which was really nice.
There was a lot of beasts. You were in your element.
There was a lot of Beast Machines stuff, which I'm going to be completely honest. I thought no other bugger's going to be interested in this. Here we go. And so I was sort of like gently umming and ahhing over stuff like, should I get this £20 carded Beast Machines toy that no one will give a about, or shall I get this one that's also £20 and no one will give a about? And then
wow, look at him, profanity Sixo is here.
I know, right? Just dropping
something about Beast Machines brings
bombs
it out of people.
Makes an F-bomb.
Like,
the
hell is this bullshit when they're looking at this cat that looks like he walked out of an Image comic in 1975 1998 or something like
1999.
that. Yeah.
Well, what they say, the seeds of the future lie buried in the Marks of the past. I don't know.
That's exactly
Wow.
what they
Something
say.
like that.
Yeah.
That's
that
how
it?
I think about my youth as well.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. There you go. But yeah, no. But actually, as it turns out, there was quite a lot of love for Beast Machines this year because it all went. I mean,
It did.
Spider-Father and Dugatron collectively swooped in like a pair of vast predatory birds and just hoovered it all up. And
Like a G1 swoop.
it was just went.
Yeah. It was.
just went.
You got to be quick. You did pick up a few things, didn't you? Which
I
was...
did. Well, do you want to talk hauls? We can.
Yeah,
we can
let's
go
talk
through it.
hauls.
Yeah.
Let's not go through it. You know, we don't need to go item by item, do we? But do you want to go one in a turn, or what do you want to do?
Let's do one in a turn. That's a good idea. Start
All
with
right.
your beasts. Go for it.
If you want, I'll keep it brief. I mean, I got Beast Wars. I got Air Razor, which is a toy that I used to have, the original basic one, not the Transmetal. I used to have it and really love it. I think it's a cool little thing, and now I have it again, so that's pretty cool. It was cheap, and really happy for that. I got 3 Beast Machines toys. I got what did I get? I got Snarl, who's the sort of GPS lion, which is so funny because I posted a picture of it online, and inevitably you get all the comments saying, "Be careful, it's got GPS." It's like,
I'll be honest, that figure in robot mode is the prettiest thing I've seen in a long time.
so nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
really
nice.
lovely. Big long-term want on my part, and again, it was actually Thew who I was umming and ahhing on it, and I said to Paul, who I bought it off, I was like, I don't know, because it's GPS, and Thew just kind of happened to be within earshot, and he just went, yeah, actually, mine's really solid, and I presumed he was talking about the toy, and I said, okay, I'll get it then.
Yeah. It's good. I think it's worth it.
No one reacted to that.
I know.
But okay.
Yeah, it passed me by a little bit, you know.
And Liam's dying of COVID, or I suspect he's also watching the football.
No, the football's finished, but it's the COVID.
He's got COVID brain. Yeah,
It's starting to really nosedive now. We are
Cool.
Yeah,
That bears
good
well
times.
for the remainder of the episode, doesn't it? That's
Yeah. What toy were we talking about?
right. Doesn't matter, Liam. Don't worry.
It's funny because I heard you say something, and in my head, it's just looping. Do you remember the toy backstop?
That's what I got.
Maybe that's why it's looping. Maybe
Yeah.
that's my brain's thinking, "Come on, Jason,
So
talk
I got
about
given
something
that.
my brain is attached to at this moment in time." What did you say? Did you talk about a Dinobot or something?
No, nothing about Dinobot. Don't worry.
It was about the
Sorry.
It's about Snarl, the deluxe.
Yeah, the
beautiful.
Snarl. The Snarl. So yeah.
What? G1.
No. The Beast Machines.
Oh. No, but sorry.
Liam, bless
The
you,
pictures
mate.
are on the Discord, Liam. Just go and click the
yeah,
picture.
look at the Discord.
Yeah.
I feel that we need to clarify for the benefit of people listening that this was Liam's suggestion to record tonight. We didn't force him into this because I feel bad.
But
it's
we've been putting it off all week because of this illness, and I thought if we don't do it now, it just
We'll all forget what we
Yeah.
bought, you know.
Exactly.
I'm trying to see your haul here.
Yeah, right in the middle. Beast Machines.
Oh, this guy. Did we talk about this at some
Yeah.
point?
Literally just now. Yeah.
Oh, that's
This is delirious, Liam. It's delirium. It's delirium.
We're mid-conversation. Yeah.
So we're doing hauls now, are we?
Yes,
All right,
we're on
okay.
holes. Yeah.
Sorry.
We're on holes. Yeah.
Sorry.
We're mid holes.
Okay.
Yeah, we've started.
I'm back, baby.
He's
I'm
back, baby.
Okay.
Why is he sliding off his chair? Where's he going?
Liam, this is going to be an all-timer, this episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I could only explain to you how badly I feel, but
Oh, bless
hang on,
you.
sorry, it was £1.99. Was this the other
No,
one?
so that's the next one. So that, I also got the Hammerhead thing. What's he called?
Value of Beast Wars.
Yeah, Hammer Strike. I think it's normally
Oh
called.
yeah,
a
he's
Hammerhead.
cool. You
Yeah.
talked about him on one of our episodes, didn't you? Or a
Yeah,
version
I
of
think
that.
it is called Hammer Strike, but I think my version
Wasn't he in
is
The Avengers.
European.
Was that not Thor?
Hammer Strike. Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, it wasn't $1.99. It's got a $1.99 sticker on it, but it wasn't much. But it was cheap.
$2.99.
But yeah, basically, yeah. But so I got that. That's really cool. Sharp mode. The robot mode is dubious, but it's fun
yeah,
nonetheless.
Looks very feetsy and handsy. It's
Yeah,
quite a
very
quirky,
much so.
Quirky guy. Yeah.
I also got and again, this is a toy that I used to have, but I've been looking for one. So I got a Night Slash Cheetor, which I did think that I might need a Night Slash at some point through the weekend. So
Oh man,
No.
honest to God, I have a lot of night slashes this week. Don't you worry. One of them involved me standing on the dog.
Why is this
twice
such a
getting
mega
her out of
dog.
bed because the dog was lying on the floor and she normally lies on the bed. So I got out of the bed like in being ill and went to the one side thinking the dog won't be there. Got off, stood on the dog. There was he up. Later on, when I needed another night slash, I was like, this time I'll go to the other end. And then obviously she'd moved it, so I stood on her again.
Bless.
I felt terrible.
Oh no!
In more ways than one.
I suppose we should be grateful you didn't need a night beat, Liam, honestly.
I do not have the energy for a night beat at the moment.
Right.
Jesus. That's a different kind of sweating, don't worry. But bloody.
Real overshare going on in this episode, isn't there?
Oh,
Christ.
it's the delirium.
goodness.
I'm so sorry.
Oh Jesus!
But like this, I saw you at some point. We were together, so that's why I want to see you with this toy, holding it somewhere. I have this flashback. This looks cool. I like this one.
Really
Did we talk
cool.
about this at some point as well? I love the colours.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
No,
yeah.
not tonight. But I mean, when we did one of the many minisodes on
Beasties.
I think we probably have, yeah, but it is a cool toy. It's one that
Night
I remember
Slash.
really fondly. Night Slash. It's one that I remember really fondly. I had it. It's a weird one because they released it only at the time in this kind of cool black and orange color scheme, which is not very it's not show accurate. And then they did do another one later in Universe, I think, which is yellow, but it's not really cartoon colors either, so it's kind of weird. And I have the CAT scan BotCon repaint that they did as well. So now I've got the two versions.
We have talked about that one.
Yeah, I think we have.
Yeah,
It's a really cool toy. It's a really cool toy. My son really likes it. He's had a little go on it because it's got the slashing action, for want of a better word. And,
like Liam at night time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, realistic slashing action. And
It's just
he really likes that.
It's the sound effect is just a trickle.
God. Dear.
Brilliant.
So I got him. What else did I get?
Cool.
I got that Siege Takara Nemesis Prime, which
you got that. That's wicked. That is.
Yeah,
that was
really cool.
That was from the guy in the corner, the one that only accepted cash, wasn't it?
Yes,
I
it was
kept
the
seeing
Japanese guys. Yeah, two Japanese guys. They were so lovely. Honestly, they were really, really nice. I got 3 bits from them in total, and they were just really friendly and really nice. And so, yeah, this is a toy that I've been after for a little while. I missed one on eBay some time ago and sort of regretted it because I think I was dealing with my son at the time or something, and it went, and I've been kicking myself. So I was pleased to
That's
kind of
a great
right
pickup.
that
You
one.
look really happy with that. I felt for them a little bit because I don't think they realised that in this country we had. Do you remember the Vircons were in B&M for like £1? They were like £1.99, £2.99,
Right.
Because they had, I think they must have thought they were hard to get because they had Vircons for like 70 quid. And I was looking, going,
Wow.
yeah, like some of them were discoloured as well. So I think they just hadn't realised that here, like Vircons were dirt cheap for a long time, and even now they're still relatively inexpensive.
Yeah,
So they
just
definitely
not going to happen. But no, the old Siege lad, there he is.
It's such a
great.
good. I love that alt mode. I really
Yeah,
like
it's
the little
really
hat.
cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Well, I've actually
I
never
still have
had
the Optimus, and I still think it's one of my favourite toys for the
yeah,
modern.
love it.
It's really good.
generations.
I've actually never had the Siege Prime mold before, believe it or not.
so
I had
much fun.
Earthrise, but Earthrise you can really see the compromises. Like it's kind of obviously a retool, but you know the legs on the Siege one are just so much better.
It's
It's
the hips. It's the way the hips work. They're completely different to the Earthrise one. It's the way they. I'm trying to remember how they move. I think the legs move under the waist or the waist.
Yeah.
It's a different way setup, and it seems like a small thing, but it's so much better. And it's just a much nicer toy. It's great. It's fantastic. Absolutely brilliant mold.
Really digging it. And then obviously I've got one of the little bumpers that were on Toy Foo for 60 quid for charity.
I was impressed you stopped at one.
I know one. Yeah, I was trying to be a little bit conservative this year.
Caring.
I was relatively. Last year was a very conservative year for me at TFNation. I look back at last year's haul picture, and it was not a lot at all. And I did get a little bit more this year, but I was trying to be really conservative generally and not go overboard. And I mean, so these are the resin cast mini bots that Matt from Toy Foo. Who's at Rock Lords Rock, who we've talked about many times on this pod. He's an absolute
legend. Lovely dude.
You know, we should get him on. We should get him on to talk.
We should actually, and talk about toy customizing and stuff.
Yeah.
He's such a funny guy as well. He's just so lovely. I've got so much time for him, and really, really like Matt a lot. And yeah, he does these amazing. We've picked him up so much, but he does these amazing customs that are. They just look and feel like the legit toys, don't they? And he's done a load of bumpers, G1 bumpers in different colours. So I got a blue one, which is kind of nice.
I got the purple one, and
you did.
We all picked one up, didn't we, at the same time?
I got the pink. I got the pinky one as well.
Yeah,
which is now. You'll be glad to know it's called Miriam. That's what I've called her.
Will we be glad to know that?
Yes, because now we have closure. There is Miriam. I'm showing you Miriam.
Closure?
Is this a nod to something, Jason?
This is a nod to Cara. Oh, you gave me the whole history lesson on this, Sixo, when we were there.
What bumper?
The penny racers. Is it penny?
Racers?
I meant your naming of it as Miriam.
Oh, right, yeah. that's a nod to Miriam.
I love the fact that, though, if we lined all of ours up, it's like a colour gradient, like Sixo got blue, I got purple, and you got pink. You put them all in a line.
Yeah. It's true.
Mine also has a name, my blue one. Our mate Jim did very well, and it's called Blooper.
Oh, nice. That's lovely.
Which
that's
honestly,
good.
when someone says something, and Jim regularly does this because he's one of the wittiest people I know, but he's got like such a dry wit.
Yeah, it's
so
really
funny.
Good.
But it's one of those things, when people say something and you just kind of sit back and you don't know whether to laugh or just marvel at how clever it is. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
totally.
Wow.
Yeah. You can do it in chats as well, just in WhatsApp chats and the likes.
It's very funny.
I hadn't given mine a name, but I'm now going to call it Pumper.
I like it.
Because it's purple.
Purple. Pumper. Yeah, I like it. Pumper.
You've got Blooper. I've got Pumper. Jason's got Miriam.
Miriam.
No one understands.
That came from our patrons, but also the sea spray, the bronze sea spray. I think it was Menestreaker and Bondsrat who both came up with exactly the same name of doubloon, as in pirate doubloons.
That's cool. Yeah, I like it.
Which is great. A really good name, But they were like they're best friends forever now because they both came up with the name at exactly the same time. So it's meant to be.
I do love this whole process of naming these things. I still marvel at the little yellow beachcomber that I got from Matt from a TFN minicon once. And someone online, I wish I remember who, but someone suggested that it should yellow beachcomber, that it should be called honeycomber. And
genius.
It's great. It couldn't be more perfect.
It's like,
honestly.
My orange paraglide is Satsum Air.
That's very good.
Very
good. I like that.
Just put it out to the people. They'll come back with good stuff, totally.
So I got Blooper, and then I got two QTF Transformers. So these are the little
I love these.
Super deformed. Really cool. Really like chipified.
I have this side spy that lives on my desk.
Yeah, absolutely amazing little things. If nobody's seen them, I mean, they're Takara Tomy line. Really, really just love them, honestly. So I got the, I was going to say Jazz, but technically it's Meister, or however you want to say it.
Meister.
But it is Jazz, who's really cool because he's a Toyota. Which a lot of people will kind of recognize the car mode and stuff, but it's very unusual for Jazz. And this was really weird, actually, because every time I posted a picture of it or just had it out and people have seen it, because it's quite an iconic car, and everybody's like, what is that? Like, people really want to know. And it's just this tiny little Toyota. It's super cool, and transforms into Jazz. And I got the Soundwave as well, who's equally cool. So those are really, really good fun. And I also got couple of birthday presents, which was really nice. I
did.
Counting this as part of my TFN haul, because I got presented it by you lovely guys and everybody else involved, quite a big group.
Happy birthday, just to mark the fact that you're a year older than I am. So.
Thanks, Liam. Not a year older, several months.
Mere months.
If we were to write down our ages, would yours be 1 year more than mine? Like, if we were just to write down the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, if we were to write down our years of birth, would they in fact be the same year?
But like, if we were to write Sixo, like whatever years old, and Liam whatever years old, I feel like yours would have
our dates
one extra
of
number.
Birth, would we see that they were in fact mere months apart?
That's I prefer the Harold.
Yeah, okay. But yes, I had a birthday. It was actually back in May, my birthday. But we do this birthday. We talked about it on the pod before. That all of us are kind of part of this group
It's
when we
the
kind
best
of.
thing, man.
It's really lovely. It's so nice. So we all kind of club in for each other's birthdays. We have a budget that we all stick in for and just buy each other robots, basically, and it's cool. And the deal is that everybody kind of knows that you rarely end up with them on your birthday or near your birthday or even before your birthday. So it's
or
very
maybe
often...
not even the same year.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's happened before that it's been the following year. Yeah, it has happened.
Just for everyone listening, you should tell them what you got.
Well, I shouldn't I? Yeah. So I got a Fans Project Glacier Lord set, which is
great present.
incroyable. Honestly, so funny. And the wildest thing about this is that actually our mate Nick, who happened to be over in Japan some time ago, had seen this and mentioned in our sort of group chat, "Oh, this is here. Is anybody looking for it?" And I was like, "Yes, me. I really want it." And then he was like, "Oh, I'll go back and look." And then suddenly he was like, "Oh, must have sold or something. I can't remember. It was ages ago." And I was like, win some, lose some. Do you know what I mean? Kind of forgot about it. And then when it turned up at TFN, I was like, oh my God. But yeah,
I think we were all quite relieved because you're always the most difficult.
It's so hard, Sixo, honestly.
There's always a pressure of like, oh, he'd quite like this, and then it's like, but he's probably going to get it tomorrow because he's always like, because you're so on it. You're just one of them people who's
every
like,
idea I was putting forward. Although admittedly, you have not got them yet as well. So
no, there you go. You see, people have this belief of me, but it's not true.
But you're really good in that. When you want something, you're like, oh, I see that. You go out and get it. Like,
true.
But that makes it very difficult in these circumstances
to buy you presents.
for us to work out what you want and then actually execute.
That's fair. I see what you're saying. But yeah, this was excellent. I had great fun combining it and just cycling through the various modes. Absolutely love it. So for those that don't know it, I mean, it's a pretty legendary set, but it's styled after like a Generation 1 Transformers combiner, basically. So it's like having another... It's not exactly the same, but it is largely there, that it feels about as close to like an authentic Transformer as third parties ever going to get, I think, really. And it's pretty cool.
But it can scramble city with the scramble cities, can't it?
It's a scramble city dilly, yeah, definitely, with like prehistoric alt modes, which is like saber-toothed tiger and things like that, which is super cool. And also as part of that package got a Legacy United Armada wheeljack as well, which is really fun. And nice little toy. And a little gun for G1 Astro Train, which I've been looking for about 10 years, I think, or something
Completion.
Stupid. So,
amazing.
Yeah. So he got armed up today.
But let's come back to the interesting thing here. What's the little jukebox guy?
Right. Well, I was going to mention this. So I got given it for free by a chap that I got chatting to in the dealer hall.
I don't get free. I don't get given toys.
I knew you were going to do
that.
this.
I get given toys.
It is a setup. Have you seen it? It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
I knew you were going to do this. And what was funny, Liam, is that I was editing. I'm sure you have. What was really funny is that I was editing the minisode that's just dropped yesterday. I was editing that after the con, and I was listening back to it, and there's a whole segment in there where you're like, oh, I never get free stuff. No one ever gives me free. No, that's not me. That's Sixo. You know, it's always him that gets the free stuff.
Why do I sound
You're
like
from
a brummy
Birmingham.
in this
That's
scenario?
just-
I
that's
sound
how
like
you
a
sound.
brummy.
You sound like a toy box, soap
Give
box.
free stuff, you know.
Anyway, there's an ad. No one ever gives me free stuff, honestly. But, Liam, you got 2 free things, didn't you, this year?
I did. I was very, very lucky to be gifted some fantastic bits and bobs. We got the wind charger, the Takara United wind charger from our lovely friend Hodit.
Very hard to
which is cool.
transform.
But my favourite thing there, one of my favourite things I actually came back with was the KO G1 nose cone with this amazing box. Like, it's just really cool. I love the fact it says Scramble City on it, but it says he's called Scout Lightspeed. And it's just a really wicked KO because it's where the heat rub symbol should go, you know, on his nose cone. Got a completely different sticker.
That's cool.
I figure it comes with the weapons, it comes with its own sticker sheet, and it's just because it's a vintage KO as well. Like, it's came from a really good dude, you know, Jim from the Leicester Vintage Toy Shop.
Oh yeah. Nice guy,
and,
really nice guy.
I was just stood there, I was just looking at the stuff, and he was like, "Oh, you can have it," and I was like, "No, it's all right." And then but they found them in Spain in like a shipping container. That's where they came from. And it's amazing. And judging from the side of the box, they've done the other ones. They didn't have the other ones, they just had the nose cone. But it's just amazing. Like the box, was it Living Super Robot with all the thingy art, but there's just something really interesting about looking at a vintage KO, like a proper vintage KO, the way it's emulating bits of the Transformers box and the others, because it's a completely different way of packaging it from the G1 toy, like Jason's bitterly hated Bubbles. This is
I'm fine with this one. You can just open it.
No bubbles. Yeah,
and it comes in this like really nice little white plastic tray.
So, are you going to track down the others? Because I know Nosecone is kind of your favorite, I think, or am I right in saying?
Yeah. Nosecone is one of my. He's up there with Powerglide and Blue Streak as and Warpath as my favorite Transformers. So, no, I always get every Nosecone toy that seems to come along because it's Nosecone. But this one, I think I'm happy to stop at one. I'll post a picture of it actually in the chat because
it looks cool.
It does. Yeah, I really like that.
That's
box.
the tray. It's got this like really nice white plastic tray.
That's really cool. Oh yeah, so what you mean about the sticker and stuff. That is a bit unusual, isn't it?
It's got all the accessories and it's just a really neat little thing. So yeah, thank you, Jim.
It's brilliant.
Who we discovered lives right near me as well, just literally just up the road. It's quite
no
fun.
way.
Can keep you supplied in free toys.
Yeah, and I would just like to give a shout out to Leicester Vintage Toy Shop because they're opening a second store, as he told me, at the High Cross Centre in Leicester.
Oh, right.
Somebody wants to spend money. Go and check out.
Nice.
Yeah,
good stuff. Yeah.
Well, he had these amazing like
free
Japanese, cinema tickets. For all sorts of films like Star Wars and stuff.
They had that stall. They had some really cool stuff. They had wallpaper,
the mini Soundwave, the little Soundwave Junior,
totally.
The Soundwave Junior thing. Yeah, they had like iron-on transfers and stuff like that. They had all kinds of random stuff, but really, really cool.
Yeah,
very, very cool indeed. You'll be pleased to know, Liam, that this week actually, the old 7-0, he's been, or little 7-0, I should say, he's been watching season 3 of the original cartoon, and we made it to Grimlock's New Brain, and it was so funny. I was cooking his tea, and he was watching it, and I was sort of like going back and forth and just keeping an eye, and I just heard him because I'd said to him, there's going to be some new characters in this one, and he was dead excited to kind of see who it was going to be, and I just heard him go Nosecone like that, and he was all excited. So, and he got really into them, and then we've been having a big debate.
Taste.
Yeah, he absolutely loves the Technobots now, and we've been talking a lot about like how intelligent Computron is and this kind of stuff, and he obviously really likes that he's not just like some buff dude, not hench like Jace, that he's also
exactly.
Like,
me and Computron, we're still. I'm a bit more defensor. That's where I'm going.
Is right?
Or defensor, the knockoff.
Buff Ensor.
Buff Ensor, exactly.
Buff Ensor, yeah.
Liam,
Dehensor.
Dehensor.
I didn't realize, Liam, that you had got some pretty tasty. So I'd seen the photo of Springer that you posted, which was beautiful. I didn't realize you bought that at TFN. That is a lovely Springer toy, that is. But you got Mirage
Generations.
and the Trailbreaker as well.
Yeah.
I love those toys. They're brilliant.
Kind of just enjoying picking up older toys that I used to have that I'd got rid of a few years ago. It's because Generations now is just, it's just the same characters in it. It's a lot of G1, but there's a lot of Beast Wars and stuff like that. And I kind of missing those different takes on those characters. So it was nice to go back and pick up the T30 Springer. That was one of the last things I picked up. I think that was the last thing I picked up. Toy Fu just put it out, and I was like, oh. And it's funny because one of our patrons, Josh, it was just as I was picking it up, came over to pick up the same thing. So
did he?
Just as I was paying for it, which was quite funny. But yeah, the Trailbreaker and the Henkei Mirage, I was like, it's so nice going back to these, like some of the best Generations toys, and because we have stuff like the Kingdom Mirage, and stuff like that. You're like, they're all right, but then you go back to the Henkei / Classics Mirage, and you're quickly reminded how, oh man, this time when that came out, like what it did and what it could do, and how posable it still is. Like that was one of the first Transformers where you thought, man, Transformers can pose like this because it's so hyper articulated.
Yeah.
And the same with the Trailbreaker / Trail Cutter. It was just like seeing that again. It's like, oh, it's the more than meets the eye thing as well. I really want those guys again, although more than meets the eye style characters. But I didn't get that much stuff this year, but I got some good stuff. Like I got the Ninja Turtles He-Man Raphael, which has been the thing I can't put down since I've come back.
That looks cool.
it's so poseable because it's that Motu Origin style book, but with Ninja Turtle stuff, and it's Raphael, which is the best turtle. So obviously,
yeah. Although I like Michelangelo, but
You say that he's the best. That's
'Cause he is.
Donatello, of course.
well,
what? No,
that's
Michelangelo.
Well, it's
We're
Donatello.
both confused.
well, no, there's definitely neither of those two turtles.
I mean-
Raphael, everybody knows, like James Roberts, Nick Roche, they both also are of the
Nick
Raphael
Roche doesn't
camp.
know
and
anything. No.
those are the two. You know,
Both of them? Was it both?
yeah,
I can't
definitely
remember.
two.
I remember
Yep.
at least one of them did agree with you, but by
Yeah,
the law of
at
averages,
least.
someone has to.
At least, but actually two. So
All right, fair enough.
actually both.
Yeah,
But
I don't
but
begrudge
yeah.
you that. Plenty of other people do agree on Donatello, though.
Yeah, wrong people,
but
wrong-minded
Michelangelo.
folks. But that came from the Primetime Toys people, and the thing about that, what made me really so happy to get that was it was only 15 quid, and they've had it in my local Forbidden Planet for ages, and it's got a ridiculous price of like 30 quid. And so to see it there for 15 quid, I was like instant, like yoink.
Like the price that toys should be.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally. The Primetime Toys guys are lovely as well. They're so
yeah,
nice.
they
It's
are
like, yeah,
amazing. Like, yeah, the moth.
Scottish.
And
That's right.
I met the moth's wife, who was also super lovely,
Yeah.
and she was one who told me this. But yeah, I got some great things. Obviously, got the purple bumper, which was pump
Yeah.
up now. So.
Pumper.
But obviously, the main thing here
Oh,
was
the main event.
The main event was the Landcross, the G1 Landcross.
My
which,
God.
Yeah, I'd agreed to buy that in advance from our friend John. He's one of the loveliest people alive, and we did a mini-sode on it, which was the thing that reminded me I didn't have one. I really wanted one, and then having it in hand, it's like no other Transformers toy that exists.
Right.
There is nothing else like it. Just like every part of it, it's that just discovery, isn't it? Like every moment you do something, you're like, they all have the same sort of gimmicks where you can combine these 6 characters in any way, shape, or form. But no matter what you do, you just find little extra bits and bobs here, and then you're like, oh, that can go there. Whoa, that does that.
Cool.
And the way he comes together is just an incredible thing. Like, I
Very clever toy.
decombine them, turn them into little modes, and really enjoyed it. Then put it back together, and it was just like, whoa. But they give you so many options for. That's the thing about this toy. I don't think there's another toy that has this many different options on how it goes together and does things.
I think that was one thing that we didn't necessarily get across in the mini-sode, for as much as we talked through the toy and everything it does, was that actually there are not infinite combinations, but you're right, probably more combinations possible than any other Transformers toy, because it's made up of 3 sort of dual robots, if you like, but it's 6 miniature robots that make up the 3 robots, and then but actually from the 6 you can combine them with each other and stuff like that, like any which way you want. So I mean, I don't know how many possible combinations. I think somebody on the Discord did work it out, like the number of combinations that you can make with this thing, but it's incredible. There's no other toy like it in Transformers for sure.
It's so unique and interesting, and like all the little modes are fantastic, and it still has more articulation than a lot of G1 Transformers, in combined mode. Like how it still manages to pull that off with the. It's like, it's really strange when you work out where the elbow in quotation marks, it's like swivel is, but the fact it can still move that is it's
got
fun.
something.
Like the thing that threw me was something we talked about on the minisode, which is the chest. The way the chest shield kind of doesn't sit flush.
No, it sort of sits at a slight angle, doesn't it? Almost, it's quite strange
because it has 2 pegs, but you can't, if you fold it in the way that feels natural, it can't plug into both, so it hangs out like like somebody's left a door open. It's just like going like a garden gate in the wind just blowing. But because it's the way the wings fold into the chest for the, I can't remember what his name is, the one where you plug these in, the little, we'll call him Wing Waver or something.
I think it is Wing Waver in the middle. Yeah.
But there's like a little stopper, so the wings have to fold in a certain way, but then you can't peg the wings together. But if you actually fold them the wrong way round, then it's the only way the pegs can connect, because one of the pegs is slightly smaller, but it feels like they're going to snap. But then it's the only way you can connect those pegs together, and you're like, oh, actually, now it sits straight and flush. Clearly, this is the way it's supposed to go. So I wonder if that stopper is just slightly bigger than it should be, and that's what's creating the problem.
It's a strange one, because I said on the minisode, but I remember getting this toy, it's the reissue that I've got and that you've got, but it's so good. And I remember just sitting for like an afternoon, like on the floor. Do you know what I mean? And just like cycling through all the various modes and just having the best time. Do you know what I mean? Just being like, oh my God, look at all of this. And just discovering this toy. And then it was like I finally got to the combined mode, and it was almost like a dead stop at this point, because it was like looking up online, like, what am I doing wrong? Do you know what I mean? I couldn't figure it out, like from the instructions, or even intuitively, there was like no way to kind of put it together that sort of made sense. And actually, the conclusion I came to, which is what you're saying, is that it's just a bit odd, and there's no real graceful way to do it.
But yeah, so Landcross is great, but I also want to shout out our friend other Jason, because he bought us over a little bundle of Studio Series Perceptors, the new one with the cassettes. And yeah, and no matter how many times I keep asking him for his PayPal, Jason, if you're listening, send me your PayPal. I'll send you the money for it. That's why I have to mention it, because I keep messaging him, go, Jason, and he never sends it back. So Jason, this is an urgent appeal. Please send me your details so I can send you some money for this.
Urgent appeal to give you money. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So currently you've got a free. So actually, there's 3 free toys.
No,
that you got.
because I'm going to give him the money
3
for it.
Free toys.
So by the time this will have listened, he will have the money. But it was so lovely spending time with Jason.
I'm counting
absolutely
Liam,
lovely bloke, and
3
really
free toys. That's wonderful.
It will be 2. It's 2, but
it is 3 currently.
Okay. So Jason Prime, as you are on here. So
Hench Jace.
Hench Jace. Yeah, that's it. Jason Hench. So I'm going to rattle through mine, right? So the Chromatroid gave me Backstop, as I learned. It's one of the few beasts. So Monica, thank you so much. That was very kind. And it's got a little cyber key.
Is that who that is? Chromatroid?
Yeah, Chromatroid.
Oh, okay. I didn't put those 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
Because I was saying I'd seen those badges somewhere on Blue Sky, and that will be where it's from.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
That was it. It was great. Lovely chat with and it was just like that's also with you got his Cybertron Optimus from as well. Same as you guys, obviously got my bumper version and my sea spray, as I mentioned earlier. From Gavin Spence, got some of those little kind of 3D printed the decoys as well. I need to give a shout out to Kit, because each year he comes up with something genius, and this year he turned up with a floppy disk that is Optimus Prime's, an actual floppy disk from back in the day, and it's Optimus Prime's brain, tech specs on the back. Krisha every year comes in, gets everyone to sign the back of a piece of illustration that they've done that's related to the show, which is really nice. The big things, though, for me, the things I bought was I got a Ruination from Space Bridge. So it's like the coloured Ruination version as well, which is really nice. And our friend Ken got the Suburban, the green version. There was a lot of Ruinations this year.
Urban, not Suburban. Urban camo, not Suburban camo.
It's got like a deco of like a picket fence on it.
Exactly.
Dungarees,
I want that version, the Suburban version.
The Suburban camo.
God.
Wow.
Jeez, what a week this has been. I don't even have the excuse of having a bug or anything.
I'm so glad I picked up on that, because in the edit later, if I hadn't have said anything, I would have been kicking myself.
No, there's gonna be stickers and memes now. Yeah. Let's be honest.
Suburban camo,
Suburban Ruination, love it. Our friend Jim.
Not so much Ruination Awakens as Ruination's gone for a blooming nap.
Yeah, exactly. He's in his deck chair.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ruination's gone to put up a little basketball hoop for the kids.
Exactly.
Our friend Jim, he brought us our Transformers Generations book that we'd ordered as well, which I'm very much enjoying. That's great as well. Not the big stuff, but the stuff that I've really enjoyed so far, though, is that, as I mentioned, that Generation Mechs book from James is an absolute joy to read. Andy H, lovely, given me the Omega Supreme, like the collector's card from the game, not the Vange card game, but the one before that, which is really nice. And it's a card that I don't have, so that's going in my collection. Thank you so much, Andy. Jason Murray, isn't it, from Australia?
Yes. Yeah.
He was over.
Another lovely dude.
Gave us a wee secret box, a blocky that I've not opened yet, and also Spiderfather dropped a wee gift there as well. So I did luck out on some gifts. Yeah,
free stuff.
I was quite surprised. It was quite nice. The biggest gift and the kindest gift from ever is thanks to Jamesy, who we met many years ago and has now moved off to Dubai, so he had to leave his collection behind. But he messaged me on Twitter, and it was so lovely. So, and Jamesy is like the most. I'm using his username as well, so you can look him up. And it's Jamesy Arts, and is one of his usernames. But he took the collection he could take in his hand luggage off. So there's a lot of mini Autobots and stuff like that. But he left the Titans Return Velocitron set at his mum's and stepdad's. And he said, look, Jace, you're half an hour away. Do you want to swing by on your way back home and you could pick this up? So then organized between him and his mum and dad, and did a little, after I left the Hilton, after getting the refund processed, thankfully, did a little kind of sideways trip to suburbia of Birmingham, and had the best moment ever, where turned up at this lovely
the area
house
called Ruination.
Yeah, exactly. So this wee house, I knocked on the door. Mike opened the door. This is James's stepdad, and he's like, "Are you here for the Transformers?" And I went, "Yes." And he turned around, grabbed the box, gave it me, closed the door. That was it. Done. It was like 7 seconds. It was amazing. But I had a moment to say to him, "I like your mat," because he had this Star Wars kind of Jedi Rebels mat that was really nice.
Yeah.
But it was efficiency, which was great, because then I did not know I was going to have another 7.5 hours to drive all the way home.
Oof, yeah, it's not what you need.
Oh my good, Jamesy, thank you so much. That is just too kind. And
when you mentioned this, I think it was at breakfast on the Sunday, and you just said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to go and pick up these toys."
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I'm insanely jealous about this. I mean, I'm very happy for you, because I just think, what an incredible set of toys. This is just an absolutely amazing box set.
I used to have it. It's a great set.
Yeah.
Good set.
Yeah.
I think I still have the Rodimus head somewhere.
Oh, do you?
The headmaster. Yeah.
It's just, I'm a bit bowled over. So, I'll hold my hands up and say that as gifts go, this is ridiculous. I did offer to give Jamesy money as well, but he's too kind.
He's a good
too
dude.
Generous. He's very, very lovely.
Really lovely guy. Yeah,
amazing. And a phenomenal artist, and also a phenomenal modder of consoles and stuff like that as well. Yeah. Super talented guy. And then last bits, but certainly not least, was Alex Milne was there, got pieces of artwork from him, which are just absolutely stunning. And I finally have an Andrew Wildman print as well, which is this stunning Unicron Autobot battle scene that's going on. And Decepticon, is it? No, just Autobots, isn't it? That's in that as well. It's beautiful. And I had a really lovely chat with Andrew as well, because him and Simon had done their panel just before,
which was really
their
fun
podcast, which was really funny, actually. It was great. It was good stuff. But a more, shall we say, reserved haul for me this year.
Certainly than last year, Jason. My God.
Hilton had all my money.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't top last year's. There's no way, I don't think.
Although there was, did you guys see, there was an animated Stunticon set again this year. So
yeah, good price again this year, although not as good as the one that you got, I don't think. No. But still. That was legendary, honestly. That was just like last year I was just watching you with the stuff you were getting. I was like, oh my God, he's going for it again.
Jason was making it rain.
Yeah, that was really free, that was. No, not anymore. That was a different time, So, past Jace.
Past Jace.
When I wasn't hench, So.
I think you were equally hench then as you are now. I think that's...
It's carrying all those Stunticons boxes. Right. That's what it is.
All those heavy boxes.
Oh, actually, on that, there was a moment that I had when we just popped in to say hi to Toy Fu before everyone was kind of coming in later that day. And Nick at Toy Fu Stand, it's always unbelievable how much they get set up. And it's just to watch it. But Nick, I kind of just stood next to him, and he went, "Do you know how to transform animated?" And I'm like, "Yep." And he's like, "Can you help me?" And I sat there on the floor just helping him transform different animated toys with him and Tej and a few others, putting them on the table. It was really nice, actually. I think that was the thing as well, going back to what I said earlier, is that this TFN for me, to kind of wrap it up from my point of view, was I had time this year, which really made a big difference.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. So shout out to everybody from me that I met, all the hugs, lots of love to every single person. And apologies I've not managed to mention everybody, but know that loved it.
We should say, I mean, I meant to say this earlier, but inevitably there will be people that we probably want to shout out to. And I'm always wary of doing these sort of post-con things, if only because I know that if I do hey, here's my shout outs, that I'll forget someone or whatever it'll be, and I don't want to do that. So it's just sort of how it comes to the brain sometimes, isn't it? But
Yeah,
there
totally.
were so many wonderful people. I mean, people like Graham and loads of people that I saw, kind of around the place. It was just like, it's so nice to see you. So
was it Jetstorm, our Patreon as well?
yeah,
We got
Jetstorm.
met
Yeah,
him.
got to
yeah.
meet. He was
He's
such
lovely.
a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it
His
was
missus's fantastic
tons
t-shirt.
of people.
She was
Yeah,
great.
she was
Yeah.
really nice, wasn't she? Yeah, and Steve from Stevenage. It just too many people to mention is the thing. I had a really nice chat with Dog Lunch UK at one point. He's an absolute legend. So tons of people that were there. Too many to name.
Actually, I'm going to shout out Andrew, who I had a lovely chat with. Who I know you're there, Andrew, on our Discord, but it's a safe space. Give us a little emoji and stuff like that.
Hassan as well. There's Hassan from our Discord. Met him. We met him last year. Really nice, nice dude. So
good guy.
Yeah,
good guy.
It was great. So it was lovely to meet those people that don't necessarily get the space within all the chat that goes on as well. So
we should also quickly shout out to Toyfu, because they had a bit of a record, didn't they? Was it $250,000 that they've now raised overall?
They passed the $250,000. Yeah.
Since they've been going, which is
gone up since the con as well. Like I was talking to
amazing
to Nick from Toyfu, and he's saying, it's gone up even higher because they had other stuff to take into account.
Yeah,
later.
Over $250,000 donated to Mary's Meals.
Is amazing.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with Toyfu, people at home, do go and look them up. If you're in the US or whatever else, but they raise money for Mary's Meals, which helps to feed starving kids in some of the world's poorest countries, basically. So, like, incredibly under-resourced children that just don't get to eat without these kinds of organizations. So it's absolutely amazing, and Toyfu do exceptional work, and all of the people there, the volunteers and everybody that contributes to it, should be immensely proud of that amount of money, because it's just amazing. I think
it is. It's what they do. It never ceases to amaze me. It's just it's beautiful. Really great stuff. Really great.
Before we wrap up, not to change tack too much, but I did just want to say there's one other item from my haul that I hadn't even mentioned, and I would ordinarily I'd be like, I'll let it go. But
this is special. This was absolutely special.
I couldn't believe this. I was bowled over by it, and it really felt like the sort of under. I don't want to say like the purchase of the con.
Oh wait, there's two.
What were you? What was the other one?
Two.
What was the other one you were going to say? I was going to say the little red.
Yeah, I'm thinking the red dude.
So I took a photo of that, and I posted it on Instagram, and people keep asking me what it is, but. There's the Micromaster Patrol there.
Well, so the Micromaster Battle Patrol, the Japanese Micromaster Battle Patrol, they don't really count because I got them the morning of TFN. So they had been ordered beforehand, and they just happened to arrive on the Friday morning as I was trying to leave.
I wondered because you hadn't mentioned them for the whole weekend.
No.
I just saw it pop up in your haul the other day. I was like, oh, that seems like a thing he would have mentioned. But
I just threw them in as like the whole weekend. You know what I mean? But so I'm not counting them as part of TFN.
Casually.
But yeah, exactly. But basically, on the Sunday, Paul from the Space Bridge, who we have a little group chat with, just sent a text with a picture of this G1 Hot Spark, which is a repaint of one of the G1 Sparkler mini-bots or what have you. And these things are really hard to find very often, but he just literally posted a picture like, who wants this? And I checked the texts because from him sending the text to me concluding the transaction was about 2.5 minutes. I literally was like, I gotta go.
I was standing next to you and you were like off. I was like, what's going on?
It was like a cloud of smoke
exciting.
just where I was standing.
It's like Antiques Roadshow when they find something really good and then they're off.
Definitely.
Definitely.
That was definitely the purchase of the con.
It was really what I really love about being at TFN with you guys and Maz as well is the whole, there's so many different people there as well. There's countless people I could list there, but this knowledge that you all have, that I'll be honest, I don't know. I know my bit, which is like G1 and Titan's Return, the kind of that stuff, right? But when I find out all these little things like the history of it or what it is or where it's from, and particularly Japanese stuff, and I love that about TFN. I love that about seeing something new that is old, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
I get it.
Yeah,
plenty that I don't know as well. Fair to say, but
but it's good. It's like it just brings another level to the fandom and collecting and all that part of it that I really enjoy, which is really nice. And you were gleeful when you got picked that up as well.
Oh, I was so happy with it. Honestly, just made my day. That did. I mean, it was just a brilliant weekend, all in all, wasn't it? We said it earlier, but it bears repeating that it was just a fantastic weekend. So, huge thank you to the
Yeah.
TFN team. Absolutely incredible.
The Mapes, who you might recognise.
Josh Mapes, yeah.
Gruffzilla, absolutely lovely dude. All those people, Nick, Rob, everybody there, everybody, absolutely fantastic.
It's just a testament to what can be done, I suppose, isn't it? So
It really is.
Amazing panels, amazing people.
The closing ceremony was brilliant. It was
So
so
nice.
lovely, and it was great bringing out the kids on stage and
it's
celebrating all
so
the
cute.
guests.
Yeah.
It was really nice. It was really cute, and
colouring competitions and things. And
brilliant stuff. I cannot wait
Did they?
until.
Yeah.
They had a colouring competition and a
I was there. I
blockies
don't remember that at all.
competition
That's
as well.
good.
You might have been snoozing a little bit at that point.
I think you were.
I think you had you'd had 6 hours sleep over 3 days. You were running on embers. I think more than anything else.
I don't think it's any small wonder that you've ended up feeling a bit worse for wear, Liam, after the weekend.
Just a bit, yeah. As I said in Lethal Weapon, I'm getting too old for this shit, but not as old as Sixo.
Very good. Very good. Well, listen, Liam, I'm conscious that you need to get to bed and sort yourself out because you're pretty old now, aren't you? Bless you. So
but less old than
we'll
you,
let you go.
yeah.
Sure. Okay. Same birth year and all of that. But yes, we'll let you go. Don't worry.
1 year younger.
So we were going to do some Patreon questions and stuff tonight, but I think given that Liam is fighting for his life literally right now, we'll let him
go to bed.
We'll let him go and crash, and we'll do a bit more of a longer segment on that next time. But it is worth saying that we do have a Patreon. So if you have enjoyed the chat tonight, go and check it out. We've got patreon.com/Triple Takeover. There's lots more stuff on there. It's popping and all of that kind of stuff. And we are sponsored as well. We didn't say earlier, but we are sponsored, of course, by tfsource.com as well. So you do want to go and check them out. But yeah, last thing from us, I think, is to say a massive thank you once again to TFNation. I think it's also worth saying as well, isn't it, chaps, that if people are listening to this and they haven't yet been convinced whether they should go or not, yes, you should.
100%.
Just book a ticket for next year and just go.
There's mini-cons coming up as well. Little ones that you can dip your toe in the water. Reading in November, I think, and then Manchester in March.
So. Manchester in March.
All on their website, TFNation
100%.
website.
Yeah.
Absolutely worth it. Yeah, check out the mini-cons. The mini-cons are brilliant. They're never quite, obviously, on the same scale as the full weekend, as it were. So I would absolutely wholeheartedly recommend it. And, every person, bar one single person that I've known that has been to one of these events, which is a lot of people, a lot of first timers, has always said, "Yeah, I'm gonna come again." There was one person that it just wasn't quite for them. The whole kind of public.
I recall that
people.
person. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fair enough. Absolutely fair. I mean, it was just too many people, I think, for them. But that's the only person genuinely that I can think of. Everybody else has loved it, and everybody I spoke to this weekend, which is always the same, who come on the Saturday for the one day, they all say, "I'm coming for the full weekend next year." So, just do it. I think do it right now. Well, not right now. Next year.
Get to the chopper. All that.
Yeah. Well, Liam, you're free and clear. You can go and rest.
Light is green, trap is clean. Get me to bed. I need to go to bed before I die.
Right. Well, you go and do that, son. And otherwise, for the rest of you can catch us for the next episode.
Son, just what an older person would say to a younger person.
As soon as I said it, I was like, no. I'm not getting away with that one, am I?
No.
You bugger.